really challenge much of the world.
Hey, if you're watching, which you probably not at this second, we are live
on a
Thursday
morning. And you know what?
Weird.
Shout out to the NFL for going to Brazil, even though there's a lot of feuding going on down there.
Sure.
Everybody thinks there's like some big civil unrest going down there, but that's like misleading.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, well, they shut down X
in
Brazil, and the judge is like, just because he's a billionaire, the whole world doesn't have to listen to his right-leaning.
They said he lost like 20% of the crowd on X. Because
Brazil's
of that, or something like that. It was a big hit, honestly.
But
a lot bigger than I thought.
I'm sure there's Brazilians that are pissed off, but there's no like, whoa.
Yeah, that cable.
Yes, that cable.
No, that cable's weird.
Yeah. So there's like no civil unrest or anything, but it's pretty cool to see them branching out in other countries because they've done games in a few other European countries, but it's good to see them branch out to other places. It'd be cool to see them, maybe in Japan or.
I think
like
there's
that in the future.
I think there's definitely plans for a lot of that stuff. I don't know. I would like to see states like Oklahoma get a team before we cross over to like Mexico.
Yeah, Oklahoma. What would they be?
Think about it. They could be the Okies. They could be the whatever. I don't think you'll see one in Oklahoma just simply because of the Sooners.
Oklahoma Muskogee from Oklahoma.
Yeah, whatever they want to call them, man. I don't care. I just I would like to see a lot more U.S. teams.
Is the market bigger? Is there a need for a football team?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't.
I think
I don't pretend
do
to
they
know.
base it? Don't they base it on
football.
like population of the market? That it's
maybe.
That it's like
I guess.
supporting?
I don't know.
You gotta think like.
I think they should
Dallas
reevaluate.
Cowboys probably. They're probably a lot of Dallas Cowboy fans in Oklahoma.
Huge, all over the place. Yeah. Well, and then the mayor of Dallas has talked about getting another team there.
Yeah, I don't understand why they would
like one from Fort Worth, one from Dallas, or whatever.
The population supports it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. When you think about California or you think about New York, I mean,
we've already got two Texas teams. How many more football teams do we need?
Well,
we've had probably, if you think about it, we probably have the most NFL teams because we've also had the Dallas Texans, which went on to become the Kansas City Chiefs, and we also had the Tennessee Titans, which were the Houston Oilers. So it's like we probably had the most NFL teams in one state. Yeah. Maybe California.
I mean, if you think about New York, they have the Giants, they have Buffalo, and they have the Jets.
Oh, yeah, they do.
Right.
Yeah, but they got a large population, too.
If you think about California, they have the Chargers, they have the 49ers, the Raiders used to be there, and now the Rams. So they have three also. And so that's what he's basing it on. He's like, well, why can't we have three?
Yeah, I guess that's right. I guess that's true.
I would love to see it spread out to other places. Like, I know Oklahoma's a huge football state.
Yeah, Oklahoma's a pretty big football state. I would
Montana,
like to see Florida get a third
like
football team before we get a third. I would rather them have a third football team before we do. We've already got enough people here. Don't come here.
I'm not crazy about Florida. All right.
I'm not crazy about Florida either. Florida is crazy, but please don't come to Texas.
Hey there, welcome to Bwaaa, King of the Hill podcast. I'm Mike.
And I'm Rusty.
Rusty, today is That Ain't Right Friday.
That is not right.
Somebody asked for some more fan fiction, so that's what I got.
Oh, we've got more fan fiction.
Got some fan fiction here from Reddit, from user Hurt Indexed. And it's King of the Hill fan fiction. He says he's had this idea for about 5 years and decided to post it. Okay. So
it's not erotic or anything, is it?
I don't think so. No, I didn't find anything. I didn't find anything very erotic here.
I know that some of those fan fictions.
Oh, they can get a little dirty.
A lot of them get a little. Not a lot of them, but they could get kind of hairy.
We used to have a guy that he was a student where I was teaching, and he wrote Harry Potter fan fiction, mostly about Hermione. So it was the same kind of stuff.
The weirdest line I've heard in a horror movie recently. There's this new movie called The Deliverance about some.
I watched that. It's really good.
Did you hear the craziest line ever?
No, which one?
I can smell your nappy pussy.
Oh yeah.
It was
well, and that was
quote unquote. It was like the craziest line I've ever heard in a horror movie.
It's not that that's the craziest line. It's the fact that Glenn Close said it.
Yeah.
That's the crazy thing to me.
How did they get Glenn Close to say that?
I don't know.
That's the same Glenn Close that did.
She said, "Dingo ate my baby, and I can smell your nappy."
Oh wow!
All right, let's get through this.
Yeah, that was There's a line for the ages there.
It says
get that on a shirt.
It says there's an opening scene here. The episode takes place a year or two after the series ended, the last day of summer vacation for Bobby, so fairly timely. Bobby and Connie are hanging out with Joseph at his house. Bobby and Joseph are playing video games while Connie is reading a book, all while the three of them are discussing their expectations as freshmen in high school. Suddenly, Joseph drops his game controller and starts looking through his closet.
Oh.
Bobby says, "What are you doing?"
Game controller. I like the
game controller. Very, very generic. Joseph says, "Oh man, I got to figure out what I'm going to wear for my first day of high school. If I'm going to impress any ladies, I need to look sharp. First impressions are everything, Bobby." Connie says, "I don't think it's that big a deal, Bobby. First impressions, it's got to be our classmates from Tom Landry Middle School, though, right?" Joseph says, "Yeah, but what about the other kids from the other middle schools and the sophomores and the juniors and the seniors? This is a fresh start for us. We can reinvent ourselves." This is terrible. Connie says, "Bobby, please tell me you aren't buying into this." Bobby says, "Huh? You're right. I've always been the class clown, but this time I can really establish a new persona. Come on, Joseph, bring out the piggy bank and I'll talk to my mom." This is stuff that none of them would say.
No.
All right, here's scene 2. Hank and Peggy are both at home in the kitchen. Hank is seated at the table reading the sports column of the newspaper, and Peggy is cooking dinner in the kitchen. Hank says, "Boy, that sure smells good. What do you call this recipe, Peg?" Peggy says, "Why, thank you. It's a twist on a classic. It's Mexican chili macaroni hamburger helper, but with my Espanol and culinary skills, there will be no need for the helper part."
So, that's all right.
I mean, that's actually a decent Peggy line.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I like that. That's funny.
Hank says,
because it's really long-winded.
That's
and
right.
I think that's what all those funny words. What do you say? Mexican chili macaroni.
Mexican chili macaroni hamburger helper.
That's good. I like
Hank
that.
says, "Mexican? Huh? That sounds spicy." Okay. Bobby and Joseph both enter from the sliding glass door in a hurry. Joseph says, "Hi, Mr. Hill. Hi, Mrs. Hill." Bobby's still out of breath. "Mom, Dad, Joseph, and we need to go to the mall. It's an emergency." Hank, "What kind of emergency requires shopping?" Bobby, "I need new clothes. My life as a freshman is starting tomorrow." Joseph, "Yeah, Mr. Hill, we need to reinvent ourselves." Hank, "Well, what's wrong with the clothes you got now?" Bobby, "Those were my no, sorry, I mixed them up. I mixed up Joseph and Bobby. "Those were my boy clothes, Dad. I'm becoming a man." This is his bar mitzvah.
He needs man clothes.
He needs man clothes with bigger pockets. Hank says, "Clothes don't make you a man, Bobby. It's how you carry yourself and take on responsibility. Your clothes are fine." Bobby runs to his room. "You don't get it. My high school career hasn't even started and it's already ruined." I've never seen Bobby really throw a fit like that.
No, not really.
Joseph runs out the sliding glass door.
Not that kind of fit.
Nah. "What am I going to do? Time is running out." All right, scene 3. Hank, Dale, Bill, Boomhauer are drinking beers in the alley and talking amongst themselves. Yep. Bill, "High school, huh? Weren't those the days?" Hank, they sure were. I still have a good time looking back at it. I'll tell you what. It's spelled HWAT. What?
I tell you what.
Dale, "Back then I knew what I know now. I'd know even more than I know right now. My youth, my body, my power.
All right.
There was so much untapped potential." Boomhauer, "I say the dang old best time in life. I don't know what that is. Look at that. Hang on, look at that. I think it says hang lunch and ditch in class. That's what that says.
Oh, dang old lunch and ditch in class.
And then it says, say don't get caught, ha, party my house, ma and pa gone out of town. Yeah, talking old stuff like that, man. I mean, they're all these words are jammed together.
I'm gonna try to read that. Let's see. Yeah. Say now, man, dang old best time life. Say hang out lunch and ditching class. Say don't get caught. Party my house. Mom, pa got out of town. Talking about dang old stuff like that, man. Yeah, I guess that's
good
funny.
Stuff,
yeah, that's good. I like that. Yeah, between Peggy and that, that's the best part. Is
sure,
Peggy. Yeah, I like that.
Hank, serious reflection sets in. It says, it all comes flooding back. Montage of high school era Hank.
Yeah, he seriously reflects a lot.
Dale, Boomhauer, and Bill proudly walking through the halls wearing the Letterman jacket. Hank returns to the house and speaks to Peggy. So I guess he came out of the montage. Hank says, maybe we should take Bobby to get some new clothes, huh? Peggy, oh my, well, my little boy is a young man. You can take him, Hank. Instead of bonding with a boy, now you're bonding with a man. That sounds terrible. And besides, I need
men don't bond.
And besides, I need all my focus on this chili mac. This isn't a standard recipe, you know. Hank enters Bobby's room. Hey, Bobby, so your mother and I were talking about new clothes. You do, Bobby overjoyed. All right. So I guess they're going to the mall. Scene 4, Hank and Bobby are inside the mall. Bobby is running through the mall in excitement, and Hank follows behind. Hank would throw a rock at the back of his head if Bobby is just running way up ahead of him. There's no way. He's not going to let Bobby just get off the leash and just go running.
No.
Yeah, that's insane because you don't do that in public, as far as Hank says.
No.
All right, so they're in the mall. Bobby's running. Hank's following.
He might
behind.
just let him keep running. He's thinking to himself, if the boy keeps running, he might not
I
come back.
won't have to go get him.
Yeah.
Eventually, Bobby finds a hip hot topic-like place and decides he wants to check out the store. Yeah, he's looking for his Avenged Sevenfold shirt.
I could see him shopping in a place like that.
Oh yeah. Oh please.
I feel like he only wears those shorts and that shirt because his mom, that's where his mom lays out for him, kind of thing. But I feel like if he had the opportunity to go, he would have on some.
Well, I mean, we've seen
like comedy merchandise or something from a favorite comedian.
Well, I'm just saying we've seen him in a tux. We've seen him in all kinds of stuff. Yeah. So yeah, he's probably still got that stuff from when he was a monk.
He's a come
he could wear that.
Yeah.
Upon first sight of this place, Hank looks puzzled and reluctantly walks into the store. Bobby immediately grabs a bunch of items and heads to the store's fitting room. As Hank waits for Bobby to change, he becomes irritated with the background music. He is then approached by one of the workers. However, Hank is caught off guard with the man's face piercings, tattoos, seemingly lack of uniform, and stylishly ripped jeans. Employee says, "Hey, are you finding everything all right?" Hank, "I'm sorry, do you work here?" Employee, yeah, is there anything we can help you with?" Hank, "Well, for one, you could change this noise that's playing." Employee, "Sorry, dude, it's the store's playlist and you're looking for something for yourself." Hank says, "God, no, I wouldn't shop here. My boy insisted on coming here." Employee, "Well, we're having a back to school day special on jeans. We have some cool new slim fit, straight fit, skinny, and ultra skinny jeans. What size is your kid?"
Ooh, ultra skinny?
Ultra skinny.
That would be just a can of spray latex.
That's right. You just spray it right on.
Spray the latex on.
Hank says, "Well,
Lululemon, spray on."
He's neither one of those sizes. He's more on the husky size. Bobby hops out of the dressing room. "Dad, look!" Hank, "Whoa!"
I'm not going to tell people what to wear, and I'm not going to be like body shame or nothing because I'm a bigger guy, so I can shame myself. There ain't no reason that anybody husky should be shopping in the ultra skinny. I just like, for me,
slim fit.
Slim fit's okay.
Slim fit, slim straight, skinny, ultra skinny.
No, slim's okay.
I mean, that's a lot.
Yeah, slim's all right. Like, I could wear slim because slim fit doesn't mean tight fit. It just means that it's a slim fit.
Sure, it's not baggy.
Yeah, it's not baggy fit. But the ultra tight.
Ultra, no.
That is, that's like those punk shows I used to go to, and those dudes had no mobility in the mosh pit. I would wear shorts. I always wore shorts above the knee because I like to be mobile in the mosh pit.
Yeah.
And they would have those skinny jeans on, and they couldn't lift their leg up to kick. And you were just kicking the hell out of them. You're like, "Are you ever going to kick me back? We're like moshing here."
It's either that or it's the Jinkos, and then they can't move around in those either.
Or they trip on their own. Or they trip on their own deal. I've seen a guy trip and slam into a pole on his own pants because his pants were so baggy.
Hank says, "Whoa!" Hank is shocked to see Bobby wearing skinny jeans, and the scene ends. Okay. Scene 5. Hank and Bobby return to the house and eat dinner. Talk at the dinner table is minimal, and once Bobby is done eating, he's excused from the table and goes outside to hang out with Connie. Hank tells Peggy about some time shopping with Bobby. "So, I took Bobby to the mall." Peggy, "I meant to ask you about that. How was it? What store did you go to?" Hank just kind of sits there. Peggy says, "Hank, what happened?" Hank says, "Bobby was cross-dressing." Peggy says, "Was he wearing a dress, a skirt?" Hank, "You should have known better than to take him to a girl's store." Hank says, "A man working in the store insisted that the pants were for men, but looking back now, I don't think any of those clothes there were for men. In fact, I don't even think that man worked there." Peggy says, "What do you mean you don't think that man worked there?" Hank says, "He didn't look like he worked anywhere. He had rips in his pants, tattoos on his arms, piercings on his face, and holes in his earlobes." Peggy says, "Well, maybe."
That's a funny line. I don't know why that's so
Listen to this line. Listen to this line. Peggy says, "Well, maybe he was ethnic."
What? What?
Maybe he was ethnic. Oh my God. Hank says, "No, I'm sure he was American, though he didn't look like it." Peggy says,
"What does that even mean?"
"I don't know. So I still don't understand. What do you mean Bobby was cross-dressing?" Hank says, "He came out of the dressing room wearing tight girl jeans. His muffin top was showing." Peggy says, "Normally I would imagine boys would grow into their clothes, but this doesn't seem to be the case." Scene 6. Bobby and Connie are sitting at a park bench, and maybe he's ethnic. Bobby and Connie are sitting at a park bench where Bobby describes his trip to the mall. Connie, Bobby says, I don't think I'll have my new persona ready for the first day of high school. Connie says, what do you mean? Bobby says, my dad took me to the mall to get new clothes, but we ended up not getting anything. He said the store I liked had no Christian values. I don't think that ever came up, but okay. I don't know that that's Hank saying that.
I don't think Hank would say that.
Couldn't
I just don't
Christian
see Hank
values.
as a super religious human being.
No,
either.
I don't think so either.
Until it interferes with football. I mean, they go to church, but he just sits there.
Well, they go to church and they just look at their watch.
I think he just goes
time.
to church for like a bit of like just zone out. That's what I used to do. I used to go to church when I was a teenager going to church. I used to just sit there on Sundays. I would just zone out for the entire service.
I think Hank's one of those guys that he goes for the rules, right? Because it defines some rules for his life and his kid's life and all that stuff.
Gives
I think
him a little
that's more
structure.
why he goes there. All right, so he said it had no Christian values. Connie says, wow, well, you don't need a new persona or clothes. You should be okay with the way you are. Bob, I'm sensing a lesson coming.
I'm sensing something coming.
Bobby says, yeah, but I was really looking forward to trying something new. Joseph runs up to Bobby and Connie. Guys, look what I got. Joseph shows off his clothing to Bobby and Connie, who are both unsure of Joseph's aesthetic. Joseph.
Ethnicity.
Joseph. So I didn't get new clothes, but I went through my dad's closet and found his old clothes. These are vintage. Vintage is in right now. I'm all set. Joseph runs off back home. Scene 7. Bobby and Connie both walk back to their houses after Connie waves goodbye and enters her house. Bobby sits down at the front step. Hank comes outside to take out the trash and sees Bobby sitting down. Hank. Hey, Bobby, how you doing? Bobby, fine. I'm sorry we didn't get the pants you wanted. They just didn't seem, appropriate. Bobby, yeah, I just wanted to look cool. Hank, your mom thinks you're cool. That's never the thing to say.
Your mom thinks you're cool.
Bobby says, do you think I'm cool? Hank says, well, Bobby says, never mind. I'm going to go to my room. Hank, wait right here, Bobby. I got something for you. Hank runs inside. Never seen Hank run.
Never.
Don't think he's running inside. But
trot.
Let's say Hank goes inside the house and comes back outside with his old high school letterman's jacket. Hank says, try this on. I'm sure this thing will fit you all right. Bobby says, really? Thanks, Dad. Bobby puts on the jacket, which is only a little oversized for him. Hank says, whoa, would you look at that? Now that's a cool guy. Bobby starts to dance and shake his hips. Hank says, okay, settle down. We didn't dance with those things. And that's it. What a story.
Yeah, it was all right. It's pretty
What's
good.
it? Maybe he's ethnic.
What's
Oh
the
my
guy's name?
God. Hurt Index.
Hurt
Index. Yeah. So that is
Reddit
Bobby.
user Hurt Index.
Bobby
That's
goes
funny.
to the mall or something. I don't know. You can call it whatever you want. Bobby tries to get some skinny jeans, but ends up cross-dressing. She said she could see his muffin top.
He held on to
really
it for 5 years before he posted it.
Yeah, I get it.
He held on to that for. He should have held on to it for about 5 more.
20 more.
Yeah, let it cook a little bit longer.
These things are crazy to me because they're never like a full episode. I mean, that's like 10 minutes or something of an episode.
Maybe 10 minutes, yeah.
But anyway, there you go. Bobby bought some pants, didn't buy some pants, then got a Letterman jacket with pants.
And he held on to that idea for 5 years.
Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah, 5 years.
That's
All right.
Time to hold on to.
You want to tell them where they can find us?
Yeah, you can find us at BWAAKOTH on all social media. You can also find us on TikTok. You can find us on YouTube at youtube.com/@BWAAA. That's 3 A's, BWAAAKOTH.
Also, you can go over to Patreon, check that out. It's $3 a month. It'd really help if you can help out. If you can't, we understand that as well. And remember, Mondays are all video. We try to go live whenever we do our episodes now.
Yep.
And then
here.
Fridays like this are audio, but I may cut this up and throw it in video anyway.
Yeah, so make sure that you like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell on YouTube so you can see when we go live.
Yep, and send us videos of you doing the chicken dance. That'd be great. All right, well, we really enjoyed being here with you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with us for a few minutes here. I hope you enjoyed Bobby's Skinny Jeans.
The King of the Hill fan fiction episode. We Matanya.
We Matanya indeed. I think he's ethnic.
Yeah, that was
That's so crazy.
That was just a crazy thing to say, honestly.
All right, here we go.
Absolutely, that's an insane thing to say.
Yeah, it's pretty stupid. All right. Hey, How about some swimmer's ear? Here we go. So welcome, folks. Doing another off-air this time because these are insane. And there's a little tie in this one that I didn't realize I had seen this guy actually perform. So when it gets there, I'll tell you about it. This one is called Nonsense, Off the Air Nonsense. We start this thing with an animated picture of what is maybe a rabbit. It's like a mutated rabbit sitting out in the moon, and it looks like he's got 3 Teletubbies in his pouch. So it's a rabbit with a pouch and 3 Teletubbies. Looks like a whale, maybe.
Someone to my ribs.
I need them back. Oh, those ribs are gross. Slathering them with brown stuff.
The Surfies. That's where their album covers.
Oh wow,
That's
crazy.
It's
like surf ninjas or surf Nazis from Trauma.
Yeah,
that's what it looks like.
Yeah.
There's a carpet and a wallet, and now they're tonguing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now his meat fork is stuck in his eyeball. Now he blew up. Million Monkeys Inc. That's it, guys.
That was a wacky.
Well, there's another one. Yeah, that is super freaking wacky. Well, guys, thanks for joining us. I know I left the Bwaaa thing down there, but that's all right. I'll fix it.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us on Swimmer's Ear. Don't get water in your ear. Always clean your undercarriage. Goodbye. There you go.
That was good.
Easy enough. Bye, people that are not there. We had some folks.
I used to hate that when I first started streaming.